Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is the boss for a first episode of Super Science, the show where we investigate scientific possibilities in the comic world and the real world. Today, everybody, we're going to be going over the concept of teleportation in the real world from the comic world. Now, while I don't claim to be an expert of science, let's get that established right now in the series. I will say that superhero science, that is something that is my forte. Today, guys, we're going to be investigating the possibility of teleportation and whether or not it could be possible in real life. And to start off today's episode, I have pulled up a definition of teleportation off of Google. I will be listing my sources as per usual for the articles that I will be using in this series. We will basically be going over different quotes, different things that pertain to this discussion of whether or not teleportation, so that way scientific aspects can back me up. Anywho, let's get started. So, you might be asking yourself, what is teleportation? To the comic book reader, teleportation is basically something like Nightcrawler, the superhero from the X-Men, can do. You know, transferring one mass from one location to another, such as having the ability to instantly warp yourself from one side of the house to the other when you're too lazy and you just want to go grab a sandwich in the middle of the night when you're just laying in bed and you think you're hungry. That would probably never happen, but still. Anyway, we have the definition pulled up here, so let's go over what teleportation actually means. Teleportation, or teletransportation, is the theoretical transfer of matter or energy from one point to another without transversing the physical space between them. It's a common subject in science fiction literature, film, video games, and television, which basically is saying teleportation is where you can transfer matter or energy from one location to the other in some kind of scientific form or media, as it has never really been accomplished in real life. Or has it? We'll get into that in a minute. So a common thing people have been trying to figure out over the many years is whether or not teleportation could be pulled off in real life. Unfortunately, based on the comic aspects of the whole thing, it's not like people have the superpowers to actually accomplish this, or they don't have some kind of mutant gene in their system that allows them the ability or power set to be able to pull off this kind of thing. So, what I have here is an article, and be quoting it from, if I can pull it up here. My computer is lagging. Do not do this to me. So here we have a quote from, what is the name of this website? So, everybody, we have a quote here from mentalfloss.com on the issue of whether or not teleportation, which is originally depicted in scientific media, whether or not it could be possible in real life. This is what they say. Humans likely won't be able to beam across space and time anytime soon, but experts say that the futuristic concept is actually rooted in real-life quantum physics. So, everybody, there you go. You have to have an understanding and PhD in quantum physics. That's been it for this episode. You guys clearly don't need to see anything else. I'll be seeing you guys later. Be sure to subscribe, understand quantum mechanics. Give me a call if you ever figure it out. I would love to know how to do teleportation. I'll see you guys later. You guys didn't actually think I was going to be leaving, did you? Please. That would be the entire episode if I would have just said quantum mechanics. There's so much more to it than that. Anyway, so what Mental Floss is saying here is, unless you have a deep-rooted understanding of things like quantum physics, or understanding the ability to take molecules and particles from, let's say, the human body, if you're the one teleporting, from one location to another, which would consist of a lot of different aspects, especially for, like, the atoms in your body, because you have to consider a lot of different possibilities if you're going to take one mass from one location to the other. Then you might be wondering to yourself, would it ever even be possible? Because, you know, not every average person out there understands quantum physics, so in that case, would anybody really be able to have the knowledge anytime in the future, even 100 years from now, to be able to understand how to pull this off? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to say that some scientists have actually figured out how to do teleportation, While admittedly on a little and minor scale, unfortunately, it is definitely a good start in the right direction to seeing if maybe one day teleportation could be possible in the real world. So, we have here from the Daily Mail from the UK. Some scientists actually did a Star Trek type experiment in transferring atom particles from one location to another. Now, I won't be reading out the whole article, but I will be summarizing the parts that help for today's episode. So, this is what they did. Star Trek beaming up of people through space could become a reality sometime in the future, far future. The leader of a landmark teleportation experiment has been said. Now, what scientists have actually been able to pull off is they were able to transport an atom 3 meters away with 100% accuracy. This is a quote from Professor Hansen from the Delft University of Technology in the Netherlands. If you believe we are nothing more than a collection of atoms strung together in a particular way, then in principle, it should be possible to teleport ourselves from one place to another, which gave inspiration for the experiment to test whether or not it would be possible. Now, Professor Hansen's team showed for the first time that it was possible to teleport information encoded into subatomic particles between 2 points 3 meters apart with 100% reliability, which means basically even though it was small subatomic particles, and admittedly not too many, they were able to do it with 100% accuracy, taking it from one point to another. Teleportation exploits the weird way entangled particles acquire a merged identity, with the state of one instantly influencing the other no matter how far apart they are, which is the concept of saying, if they're in a group, and let's say they're teleporting to another location, they're moving to another location, they move together, they won't separate apart, which would make sense, because if you decided to teleport in real life, your arm would probably be over here, or your arm would be over there, and I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't want that. So it's like a state of matter or science that you would be able to maybe pull this off, you know what I mean? So even though Professor Hansen believes it will work, it's a huge technical challenge. There's a reason why nobody has done it yet. Like I said, the average person doesn't understand things like quantum mechanics or science well enough yet, or even technology, to even fully understand how to do this. Now, what I'm thinking is, in my mind, as I look through this, could it be possible one day to take the aspect of teleportation from comics and add it into real life? I think that with the experiment that has been done by Professor Hansen and his team, I think that it is definitely possible for teleportation to exist in the real world. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, just because we don't have the knowledge or the technology yet to pull it off. But if we incorporate a lot of time and work into the many years in the future, this is a good stepping stone to determining whether or not we could actually do this in the future. It would be really amazing if we all had machines that could just instantly teleport us from like our home to school to work to the grocery store or whatever. You know, it would be a great, scientific futuristic aspect that would be amazing for people to pull off. But yeah, guys, this has been it for today's video of Super Science. I hope you guys enjoyed this very first installment of it. I'm looking forward to doing this series a lot. This is just one of the new series that I'm doing on the channel now that it has been rebooted, and I'm incorporating a lot more aspects into the channel that I have never done before, so we're going to see how that goes as well. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of Super Science. If you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to give it a like. Let me know what you guys think of the whole teleportation issue in the comment section down below, as I'll be curious to know what you guys think of today's science. This has been it from me, the boss, and remember, don't forget to subscribe for more.